we get the decision, man. We get the choice, man. And I was like, so the Viserys, he talks to Lord Lionel, which I want to know what his last name is, because I don't know, you know what I mean? But he's a new character. We don't know who this guy is, but he's a part of the council. So Lord Lionel, he really breaks it down to him. He said, yo, like, I mean, it probably would be in your best interest to I know the girl is young, but like, yo, marry Corliss's daughter. And then, you know what I mean? Like, yo, fam, you're going to have the strongest navy. You're going to have the two most powerful houses. Like, it's your best interest, whatever.
Yep.
And then he goes against that advice. And then we get the announcement. And, oh, man, he announces that he's going to marry Alicent Hightower. And that was, and you tweeted about it. It's on the Twitter. Like, he ruined so many relationships in that one decision. Like, because his daughter didn't even know. Like, you could tell she didn't even know that they was even messing around. And because that's what he said to her earlier. He said, yeah, don't tell her about our conversations. And that's what I meant is like conversation. Is that innuendo for like, don't tell her about us, you know what I mean, fooling around, or was it just conversation?
Listen, I mean, a girl alone in your room every night for 6 months. What do you think she was doing? Just watching him build his little clay statue figures for 6 months? Like, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, either in depth or very personal, very like getting to know you conversations happened, or of course they were just having sex. Like, I mean, it's Game of Thrones, so
because Game of Thrones, they don't really need the innuendo because they'll just show it to you. So that's what I wonder. That's like true. maybe there is a sense of
protect his daughter, though. I don't know. Yeah. It's interesting.
So he makes the decision, and then obviously this sends like Corlys. He was there for like 5 seconds. Once he announced that, he walked the fuck out.
Stood up, stormed off, and now is he was ready because he was ready to have this connection to the king, the Iron Throne connection, because who better than his grandson to rule the Iron Throne? And his fucking wife was ready because who to have her grandson to rule the Iron Throne as well, queen to never be. And like, of course, they're like the second, are they not like, they're like the second powerhouse to like the Targaryens, right? They're like their cousin houses or some that relation.
Well, yeah, like probably more wealthy, but like the reason why they weren't more powerful is because
they didn't have dragons.
Correct, they didn't have dragons. Right. I mean, whatever. Right. And so what did you think he was gonna do? Did you think he was gonna go with Alicent? Did you think he was like, where was you at? Because I was thinking like, yeah, he's gonna. I felt like he should have just did, even though he didn't want to be with the young girl.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like,
I think history would have shown that to make sense. But I think also too, what we have established in the theme of these episodes over and over again is that King is a pussy, and so it's like when he goes and walks in the garden with his 12-year-old, even though she's 12 and her family relations are what they are, and everything else happening and the family ties and all that shit, like that conversation in the garden, like, oh, my dad says, blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you think the king on his first date, fresh off a marriage, like wants to talk about the father of the girl he's going to marry? Like, no, that's boring and stupid conversation. But when Alicent comes to his room every night, because Otto Hightower was just sprinkling those seeds in the garden, fucking growing those plants. And so every night she was getting in extra bonus points, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I don't think that, obviously she had a leg up in the race, and they just were kind of relying on her heritage to be chosen. So, but I think also too good because like she's a little girl. And I think I think we have,
so good for that was like probably morally that was probably the best decision for him for Viserys to make. Sure. You know what I mean? But in terms of like power, in terms of conflict, like you might have made the worst decision of that you could have made.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
Right.